Good evening, everyone. First topic of the evening that says about the reversal of provision entries. So mostly what we usually do in our day-to-day activity that we usually book entries at the end of the month, and then we have to keep in our mind in order to reverse that provision entry in the next month. So that particular part of the headache of again remembering of reversal of entries, that we are making a bit user friendly via our Realbooks new feature, and I'll just guide you through how it works. So I'll go for the master creation first. So for example, I'm going for masters, accounts, ledger, and create. So here I will be creating the ledger with the name as provision for salary. And I will update the ledger group. And over here, you must be finding an option of auto reverse. So this is something which is newly enhanced in Realbooks Ledger Master. So the moment if you click over here as auto reverse and if you click on save, and then you will be, then you are good to go for creating that entries. So I will probably switch to a specific segment. And I will go to transactions, accounts, voucher. And then I will select the voucher type as journal. I will be updating the ledger as salaries. For example, 58,000. Since the cost center is created, so I will just select the cost center and create. Now I will select the provision ledger over here. And I will update as text provision reversal entry. And then I will click on submit. Okay, so the moment I click on submit, my system asks me a confirmation that do you want to auto reverse this entry? So since I booked the entry, in case if you do not want an auto reversal of that entry and you want it to be booked manually as per the current scenario, you can simply click on cancel and move ahead. If you want the auto reversal entry to be happening, then you'll have to click on OK. Then the moment you click on OK, a pop-up will appear which will ask you that add date for auto reverse. Please enter the date for the auto reversion entry. So although you are creating the entry normal provision ka entry on 12th of August, but you want this reversal ka entry to be happening in your future date. So in future date, if you want to make it, definitely the reversion entry needs to be updated in the future date. So probably I will put the entry date as 15th of August 2022. And I'll hit add and save. So my entry has been successfully saved in the system. Now I would show you the reversal entry that has been processed in the system. I'll go to accounts, daily reports, daybook. And then I'll select the specific voucher, which is of journal. And I will hit search. Okay, so I have selected the option of date of creation instead of voucher date. So over here, you must be finding two entries coming up over here. These are the two entries which is being posted via me. So the first entry is the one which I just created in front of you. And the second one is the auto reversal entry, which is being posted by the system, which for which generation start with auto reversal, and the date which has been updated, it's 15th August, since I mentioned the date of 15th August for my auto reversal entry. Now, if I would show you the ledgers what have been selected. So at the time of creating the entry, I selected salaries debit and provision for salary as credit. My auto reversal posted exactly the opposite of it, that provision for salary is debit and my salaries ledger is credit. So automatically a reversal entry is being posted. And if you would see this auto reversal entry, I'll just open it and edit. It will show you logged that this is an auto generated entry by the system. So since this is then auto reversal posted, definitely definitely you cannot make any addition over there because my base entry is this entry. So now if you would edit this, probably if you like to edit this entry, you would like to delete. For example, you don't want this entry. This was the entry was created by mistake by you. So if you click on delete voucher, you click on OK. And then if you hit search over here, automatically both the entries has been disappeared in my Realbooks because the base entry and the related auto reversal entry has automatically deleted by the system itself. So this way, the extra headache of passing the auto reversal entry each month that goes out from the scenario, the moment you mark the ledger as auto reversal, and at the time of entry, you can just define on which date the auto reversal entry is supposed to be posted. So this was something which has been newly enhanced in our system. You can just log in into your system and explore this feature, and hope this helps you out in your day-to-day activity. So starting up with the Q&A sessions, since it was a very short feature to describe for, any kind of queries, questions, please go ahead with that.
Hello.
Yes.
Varsha?
Yes.
Hi Varsha, I wanted to know, अगर हम लोग अगर 31 मार्च में एंट्री करते हैं तो नेक्स्ट ईयर में ये रिवर्स कैश ऑटो रिवर्स हो जाएगा?
Yes. Unless and until the financial year is created, my books will never understand that date. So you need to be pretty much aware that the financial is there in your system.
Okay. Thank you.
So our next topic for the day is GSTR2B reconciliation, which is supposed to be done on a very monthly basis just to eliminate the tediousness of GSTR2B reconciliation with the auto matching process. So how exactly do we go ahead with that? So starting with the GSTR2B reconciliation, you need to go to master accounts, transactions, compliance, and GSTR2B. So if you have multiple business plays, definitely you need to select a specific GSTI number in order to upload the JSON, which can be easily extracted from the GSTR portal on a monthly basis. So over here, I'm selecting the business place as Kolkata, and I will go with the month of June. I will hit in the options icon, and I will click on GSTR2B file upload. So I will click over here as browse. This is my file. I'll browse the file from my system. I'll hit upload. So my file has been successfully imported. I will click on Kolkata, and probably for the month of June, and hit search. So my JSON has already been imported in my system. So what I am supposed to do over here, I'm supposed to just make sure all the entries are being correctly updated in my books on a very day-to-day basis, so that the moment I import the JSON from my system, automatically whatever entries that are booked in my system reflects over here with the JSON ka entries. Now, how to identify what is the difference between that what is my Realbooks ka entry and what is the JSON ka entries which is being fetched from the GSTR portal. So over here, I will just go towards extreme right, and there is an option of matching status. 4 kind of matching status will be reflecting in your screen. One would be pending, the second would be completely matched, the third one would be not found, and the fourth one would be mismatched. So pending clearly means that the entries are which is being extracted from the GSTR portal via JSON, and that is the only reason you will not any link to click over either party name or the party GSTI over here. And when it comes to not found, I have one entry in my books as not found. Over here, you will be finding a link coming up over here, which clearly means that this entry belongs to Realbooks. So if I click over here, automatically an entry gets open in an edit mode. So you can view the whatever transaction has been updated. Next comes your matched part. Okay, the moment you import the JSON file, automatically one auto matching process is processed by my system, and the matching status over here will reflect as matched. So now if you click over here, you can view the entry, whether it's reflecting or correctly or not. And you will be finding as logged that you are not supposed to edit the entry after GSTR2B is matching in your process system. Next come the mismatch. Now, how to, I mean, what's mismatch is all about. Now, for example, if you have correctly updated the invoice number, the GST rates, amount, everything, but there is a slightly fraction ka difference in CGST and SGST ka amount or IGST ka amount. One is as not found. So what's the reason of not found over here? I can simply go and click over here. And if I probably make slightly difference just to show you that how does the mismatch thing appears in the system. Probably I'll not make any changes over here, and I will make the changes over here. My bill number gets changed, and I'll create, and I will hit submit. Okay, so I do have an alert coming up that I have mismatched intentionally the GST date. So my Realbooks will help me out saving that. And I will hit submit. Okay, so I've intentionally made few mismatches. Okay, now I need to figure out whether the invoice number is already present in my JSON or not. So I will just quickly search for the invoice number. Okay, I do have, the reason it didn't got matched was that I had an extra -A in the screen over here. So I will pick this entry. I will make the changes over here as, since my invoice number is the main field or the main criteria which the system needs to fulfill, other than this, the entry will not match itself. So invoice number and the bill number are a mandate over here. So I will just click on search once again. Click on the invoice number. Okay, I have one entry coming up from my Realbooks, the other entry coming up from my JSON. So ideally, this entry should get matched now if I have done the auto matching part. Okay, so now previously it was reflecting in two different rows. Now the same is reflecting in one single row. That means the entry has been matched, but it is not completely matched. The fourth matching status is coming into the scenario, which is mismatched. Now, if I click over here, mismatched, it will show me the reason that why it has been marked as mismatched. So I will just show you one more feature. For example, this ledger, I would go ahead with this. Okay, two entries are reflecting, one with the wrong one because I additionally added -AB over here, and the other one is the correct invoice number reflecting in my screen. Now there is a pending and not found. You can use the option of replace invoice number, which comes from over here. If you select, there is an option called replace invoice number. If you click over here, pop-up will appear, which will ask you to replace the correct invoice number in order to auto match the invoice number. So the moment if you click over here and then if you click on save, it will automatically save the correct invoice number. Now I will just quickly research again, since the -AB is automatically removed from over here. And now again, if you wish to auto match the entries, automatically the transaction will match to each other. So over here, I again took a step ahead. I have made again a few changes in my invoice number, and I don't wish to make any changes in the screen or the entry. So what I would wish to do is I want a manual matching part over here. So how to do that manual matching part? Now, in my Realbooks row, which is being generated via the Realbooks entry, you will be finding an option of click to copy manual match. Now, these are very unique keys which is being created or generated by my system. The moment I upload the JSON file, you can simply click here to copy, and then you can click on the correct JSON line item just to match it. And then you can paste the copied number It will again warn you that do you want to continue with the manual key of so and so. If you hit OK, automatically the manual matching will be done. The new part over here is the notes part. Now you will be finding, if you want to, I mean, for any match entries you wish to type any notes, then you can simply type the notes and you can just click on tab. Automatically your notes get saved in the GSTR2B listing. So this was about the matching, the types of matching status which is available in my system. Now comes the input taken part. Now over here, how to update input taken part. Now I will give you one example since I've already updated it for the matched part previously. So I will just click over the manual part, select this, and there is an option of enable matching for month. Then I will put the month as June 2022 and hit save. Now, what difference does this input taken month creates in your system? That would be the second question coming up into the mind. So we do have another report of transactions, compliance, and GSTR3 input. Now, there are two options. One is 3B and one is 3 input. Now, the 3 GSTR3B is all the entries which is booked in my system, be it input and output as per the voucher date. All transactions will be reflecting in your GSTR3B and it finally helps you for the filing purpose. Now, what is GSTR3B as per the input taken? Whenever we are matching, we wish to see only those entries for which you have updated the correct input taken part in your GSTR2B. So at any given point of time, when you're going to GSTR3B as per input taken, it will show you only those transactions for which you have updated the input taken part for in GSTR2. So I'll quickly search for the month of June and hit search. So over here, if you just click over the drill down, it will show you all the entries for which you have marked the input taken as June 2020. So any entries, even if the voucher date is for the month of May or July, but you are updating the input taken as, or you're taking the input in the month of June 2020, all those transactions will be captured within this date range in the GSTR3B as per input taken report. So this was something which was new about GSTR2B and the related details. And at any given point of time, again, you have the simple feature of color marking if you wish to, the same like ledger report and daybook as you find in different reports. So you do have the markings over here. And as per the markings, you can at any given point of time, if you wish to filter those, you can always filter it and view whatever or however you want to. So any queries, any questions related to GSTR2B, please go ahead with that.
Varsha, Jaya, this side from Turtle Mint.
Yeah.
So Varsha, I want to know where 2B is concerned. There are a lot of past transactions also which have been matched in that month, particular month. Say for example, now you are matching the 2B of the month of June, correct? So there could be a transaction of April, May, and there could be a transaction of previous month which remain unmatched in that particular month or in that particular year. So would your auto run would be able to match those unmatched transactions over here?
Basically, what you need to be very sure about is that whatever your voucher date is, you should have a correct bill number. If you're correct, if you have entered the correct bill number or invoice and the invoice number in your entry, no matter where your entry falls in that financial year, it will automatically match those transactions basis on the invoice number and invoice date. So even if over here, as you can see my screen and my matched part, even if I put the date as the June month, and if I'm correctly updating my reference date as, for example, over here, yeah, this is the correct example. I have my voucher date is 1/5/2022, but my reference date is 4/4/2022. So based on this reference date and my reference number, my system captured it and auto matched this entry.
Okay, fine. Got it. Thank you. My another question is, what is the common field they are considering for auto match? Is the GST number or the party ledger?
So it's basically, obviously the GSTN number is there. The invoice date is there. The invoice number is there. Then comes the CGST, SGST or the IGST ka value. I mean, these are the main criteria which needs to be fulfilled, and this particular section, which is B2B, credit note, CDN, those, I mean, for obviously for credit note, you cannot create any B2B ka transaction and forcefully match it. So that is also the criteria. So these are the basic criteria where my system will figure out whether it should be auto matching or not.
Okay.
And the link, the detailings of all these sessions will be available in our official YouTube link as well. So at any given point of time, you can always go and refer the link. And if you have any queries related to the features which has been discussed every Friday, you can reach out to our support team, and accordingly we'll take up and we'll make sure that we can make the life more easier via these features which are being introduced in our Realbooks. Thank you so much for the day, guys. Thank you.